live, but not yet. Welcome to the CanadaGuns talk show, episode 69. Wolverines!
We're only 1 minute late this time.
I'm your host, Grover. Today we have a special guest, but first, the normies. Normies, say hi.
Hello.
Ree.
There you go, two Rees, and let's give a warm welcome to our special guest. Yo, go time.
Oh, hey, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Oh, I think fucking Grover just bugged out. Great.
Yeah, I think fucking
Well, we're live, so we can keep going. Tyson, you're up there. Why don't you tell us what you've done recently with guns?
Well, we had a fairly busy weekend. We actually had about a 3-hour drive out to Selkirk from Burton for an IPSC match on Sunday. I'm a little bit rusty because I practice at matches, so that usually doesn't work very well for me, but it managed to turn out fairly well on the weekend because we had 72 registered shooters and got 22nd overall, so I was fairly proud of myself.
Why didn't you kneecap the rest of them?
I tried. These guys are fast. No, there's a...
You got some good shooters out there, right?
Yeah, and with the Manitoba guys, there's way too many of us. Like there was 80, I think 88 or 89 registered shooters for the match, and there was a cap at 80. So we had to. I think there was a bunch of guys that got told they couldn't come to the match, but most of them, we were at 72 who actually showed up, and it was a solid day of shooting. We left at 4 a.m. from home here, and we got back at 10 p.m. So it was a long day.
Ooh, yeah, that's a long one.
Yeah, it's 6 hours of driving, but it was an awesome match. The guys who hosted it, they did a fantastic because the way they actually organized it, morning you just worked, afternoon you shot. So we usually just shoot and work at the same time, but they split that up and it made the day go by way faster.
Yeah, I kind of like that format as well. It kind of lets you either you're in work mode and your belt's off and you don't have to like reach over with like your holster and your mag pouches and everything digging into your side and all that kind of stuff, right?
Oh, that made it way easier because once you're working, everything's off. You don't have to carry anything on with you. The other guy from Wolverine actually just did the entire morning in flip-flops. He didn't even bother putting shoes on, so way more comfortable. He's back.
I am. You can blame Island Internet for the shitty job that I do in this show. That's exactly the only reason why I'm a bad host. So you've been talking about what you've been up to, Ty?
Yeah, you betcha. We were just talking about the last IPSC match we were out there. It was good. Actually, we had the IPSC match on Sunday, and just this evening, I was actually stuck on our own range. I'm a director with our local club here. We actually had our local newspaper come out and interview the club, so it's been a busy day. From one thing to the next.
Now, I'm gonna be asking you a few questions, and they're gonna be nice questions, but there will be a bit of interest in them. What I do want to ask first is, hey, Crazy.
Yes.
Have you done anything gun related?
I shot this.
Oh, do tell us about that.
Yeah. I believe I mentioned I got this Arminius revolver, and that the single action pull on it is like fucking. There's nothing there, but it's gotten a bit lighter. But it's short, but it's fucking heavy. So the problem with that,
single action?
Oh yeah, it's pretty fucking heavy, despite being that short there. And I think I don't even know. I took this trigger boot off. So it's not that. It's just the trigger being short and heavy. So the problem with that
single
is,
action. We're still talking about the single action.
Yeah, the single action. It's that short, but like it's heavy.
Okay, so don't say long and heavy because that does not compute.
I said it's short but heavy.
Oh, okay.
I did not say long anywhere in that.
Okay, I'm hearing shit. Go on.
But yeah, because of that, of course, you're pulling and you pull the gun off to the side, and so you're shooting fucking left. So it gets nice groupings to the left. So I'll have to work on that more when I don't have a buddy of mine with me. Because obviously when I got my buddy with me, it's like, okay, we've shot this a bunch. It works. Let's go shoot the SIG. Let's go shoot the AR. I have to recite it. And let's go shoot the steel at 200 with a red dot. It actually works, surprisingly. But yeah, so I'll have to go and shoot all of the rest of this Remington bucket of bullets that I have through this fucking thing and see if it gets better. It seems to have gotten a bit better. But yeah.
Was it, were you able to operate the trigger before you tore it apart?
Yes, and it was more heavy comparatively because this gun was full of Cosmoline. The entire mechanism in here was stuffed full of fucking Cosmo. So, yeah, if you ever buy one of these Arminius things, the only instruction guide on how to take it apart is a book on Google Docs.
Did you make one? Make a video.
Yeah, you need to make a video of that.
Easier said than done. This thing involves punching a bunch of fucking pins out, and also YouTube will ban me for showing people how to make firearms or some shit.
No.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, oh, we're gonna have to touch on that, but there was an interesting development this week regarding that. Anything else crazy?
Do the video, and I'll publish it on my channel. People need to know. People need to know.
Just keep track of the AdSense. Give him the 20 cents you earned from that.
Turned off my AdSense.
Turned off his AdSense.
I'm demonetized. YouTube doesn't make any money off my videos. I cost them money.
Yeah.
Donate to his Patreon.
Wait, he doesn't have a Patreon yet.
I do, but I haven't promoted it yet, so no one's on it.
There we go. I promoted your Patreon for you, but you can't. No one can get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's about all I did that's gun related. I'm probably gonna buy a car, and I bought a vacation, so it's not likely to be very much gun related in the near future because there's not going to be very much money in the near future.
That's sensible. At least you're, saving your pennies accordingly.
Hey,
Elixir, did you do anything gun related? No. Okay. Adriel, did you do anything gun related?
Adriel's now presenting. Well, I guess I did one or two things. Yeah, so it's been 3 weeks since we last did the show. I went to the range 3 times in a week, and not on purpose, but I had to. The first time I went out to help with skills and drills, shot my Nork 1911, that 9mm one that I kind of made
the bespoke 1911.
The one that's going for like, what, $5,000 on CGN?
Yeah, the price keeps going up. Yeah, and yeah, that was that 9mm Norinco, which the front sight is too low on quite a bit, so it's shooting quite high at 25 meters. So I'll have to replace that front sight on there.
Have you still not replaced it, or did you switch it and it's still bad?
I still haven't replaced it.
Okay, then this is old news, and you need to get on that.
I don't really like shooting it. So that was one of the other things I realized is I actually much prefer the Glock 34 with like the trigger and everything else in it, right? The glitter Glock was a lot better for me to shoot.
Feel free to chime in and tell him how wrong he is.
Well, yeah, what do you run for IPSC?
Actually, I probably run the worst pistol possible because it's an awesome pistol, but it's terrible for the division I'm in, and that's the Canik SFX.
Oh.
Awesome pistol, but you're stuck in standard minor.
Yeah.
So huge disadvantage against the major guys, but still, like I'm not going to get rid of it by any means because that thing, it's running like a top. I can shoot it and load it and do everything without issue. Like it runs, it eats any ammo that we put into it because we did have a little bit of issue at the start with it because it wasn't taking anything. All of our reloads that we were doing for the Shadow 2s for the shop, it wouldn't shoot anything that the Shadow 2 was running because we had to load it way hotter because that recoil spring in it is that stiff. So we actually had to start running like a 135 power factor even before it started cycling.
Yeah, get them amped up.
Yeah.
So I'll go in order of in chronological order here, but so I much preferred shooting the glitter Glock. This guy here has a bunch of that silicon carbide on the grip, so it's quite grippy. I've replaced the trigger, so it's got a nice crisp-ish. It's still a Glock trigger, but it's crispier than the regular Glock trigger, and the damn thing just runs all the time. And it's got a huge mag well on it, so that's handy. Like again, I'm shooting a 3-gun most of the time, so there's not really a limit on the mods other than no comps, no red dots, and geez, I think that might be it. There's like not very many rules for pistols in 3-gun.
Just let it rip, bud. Whatever goes, bang.
Yeah. Now you can shoot those in open, but I don't want to shoot in open. I don't want to like throw
Not
like
against
thousands
those
of
like
dollars
$4,000 10 foglios.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the one janitor got?
Oh man, I seen this post on Instagram. It looks fucking ridiculous.
Oh, janitor bought one.
No,
Oh,
you gotta checkmate. So that's
Oh
their-
god, I
checkmate.
saw a picture of those at fucking Tenda. They're like $6,000 and they look like a fucking rainbow diarrhea molded into a
No,
gun.
his was like
No.
$4,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
less.
old
He got a good
brand
deal on
because
his.
It was used from Red Deer Shooting Center, and I don't have one nearby, but I do have this, and this is also gigantic. By the way, take a look at that. The gun has got a comp on it. It's got the sight mounted on the side. I think, yeah, it's got a rail.
It's
side
a
mounted
saddle
rail.
mount. It's
Yeah.
a
There's a weird
saddle mount.
pedal on the.
It's got the is it the go fast pedal? What did you call it?
I just called it a go pedal. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
got a gas pedal on the left hand side, so your thumb will ride on that gas pedal. Like other guys will run like a little bit of grip tape or something like that, but that thing's actually got a pedal for you to put your finger on. And what that'll do is any recoil that the gun has, which it doesn't have a lot, it's got a comp and all that kind of stuff on it. You can very effectively mitigate it by holding on that gas pedal.
Yeah, the thing is hilarious. The thing is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure what he
I,
plans to do with that. But if he takes that to 3-gun, I'm gonna laugh.
I posted a
is
link
taking it
to
to
one
3-gun.
in the chat there.
He's using it he's shooting open in 3-gun, so he's going full out. So that's the pistol he's going to run now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a cool pistol for it. Like the trigger is excellent. The reliability looks pretty good. If you're used to shooting like a shadow or something like that, I guess that's a step up because it's it's got a great trigger on it and all that kind of stuff. Let's
For
see.
those of you wondering out there, that's what we're talking about. that beauty right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at Adriel. He's salivating.
That's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the picture of it. If you scroll over, there's a picture of it next to a bottle of 25-year-old Glenlivet.
Is there really?
There is. You got this silly fucking.
Oh my god. I'm not giving them any more exposure. That thing is
This gun that looks like one of those fucking obnoxious neo-Marxists next to that.
it almost looks like a Nerf gun. Almost. Almost.
Yeah. It's
Because like have you seen the Nerf gun sights? Like they have sights apparently, and it does not look unlike that. It's certainly worth more than
I
a
still
Nerf
say it looks like that gun's gonna yell at me for assuming its gender.
Yeah, I think that if you were to vote, that would be the gun to yell at you for assuming its gender. From Miss.
You don't know what it identifies as.
Hey
Maybe
man,
it identifies as a
what
machine
if it
gun.
identifies as a 1911?
Then it's wrong.
Not as wrong as we were having this conversation, and this is an aside. This is a moment, an aside. We had a conversation of what was the most preposterous magazine ever. It's a 9-shot, 40 cal 1911 magazine because it's wrong on so many levels. Think about it. It's not a 10-shot magazine. It could be. It's on a 1911, so you're already off to the wrong start too. And it's in 40. 40 Smith & Wesson 9-shot 1911 magazine.
Yeah, 40 short and weak.
40 short and weak.
Cool.
Yeah, that's got nothing going for it in any regard.
Nothing. Like why? Why? Like you're literally handicapping yourself as much as possible. There you go. Okay. Adriel, you were still talking. I cannot seem to get whoever's supposed to talk. There you go.
There we go. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna run the Glock 34. That's what I thought. And then okay, so I was troubleshooting my AR. I've got an Elfman trigger in it, and I was having reliability issues. So time 2, I went out to the range. This was for an open house. So we had an open house at Chaz. I shot my Shadow 2 for the first time. It was pretty good, as they are. I found out that my reloaded 9mm ammo was just a little bit too long, and it was engaging with the lands in the barrel. So I'll have to reload a little bit shorter. It ran the factory stuff just fine though. Tested the AR-15 with my old trigger, and it ran fine. So it was the trigger that was causing me those reliability issues. So I've sent it back since. I shot my AR-15 out to 500 meters, which is 550 yards. No problem at all. And that's just with what kind of ammo I got here? American Eagle Independence. So just like XM 193 stuff, right? It's not fancy or anything like that. And it was fine. It was fine shooting out to 500. And I shot this gun out to 200 and 300 meters and got some hits. Which is kind of funny, right? I was shooting at 100. We were testing out these flashing targets that we got. We got some of the T1000s, and so I was plinking at 100. And I'm like, I can do this pretty good. I can hit this thing most shots. I wonder about 200. And I would, out of a magazine, I would hit like maybe 2 or 3. Again, 200 meters is pretty hard to hit. And then at 300, I would hit like 1 a magazine. But you could hear it. And you'd be like, I think that hit out there.
That is 1 more per magazine that I would hit all day.
Yeah, that was fun. Let's see here. Time 3, I went out to shoot an orientation video. So we're going to do like a YouTube orientation video for our range, just because it seems like a lot. Like we put our rules up, people do the test, and then they go to the range, and then they do it all wrong anyways. So maybe like an orientation video would help with that kind of thing. So me and another guy from the range went out to help shoot that.
Is that super cheesy?
No, I
Nothing will
can't
help with those people.
I want to make it like the 90s safety videos.
Oh, that's
Well,
awesome.
Pedro, you need to grow the freaking stash and wear the aviators. And
You guys are talking about like all this work, and I don't want to
Record it on like
And-
a Motorola Razr
and yeah,
with the
record it in a
shittiest quality
VHS,
possible.
record it in a really crappy VHS tape, and throw vaguely racist remarks around.
Then that'll be just like any other day at the range, hey?
Exactly. Pretty much.
That Glock, that's a Mexican gun. All right.
Hey!
Let's see here. Slamfire shirts came in, so I'm going to start sending those out. Rather, I did a couple of orders. I ordered some stuff from True North Arms, from Quaystar, from. There's another one. I can't remember.
Quaystar or Q-Star?
I don't know,
I said
man.
guest star.
Guest star.
Guest star.
Anyways, yeah, they had some 10-round LAR mags that I wanted. I wanted to do some of these. So this is a coupled 10-round LAR mag kind of a thing with a couple of accoutrements, courtesy of moi, on there. And this is a very compact way of storing a lot of ammo. So in 3-gun, if I have a stage that has a very high round count, this is actually better than a Beowulf mag or something like that. So. And It's better than running a 10-rounder and then running like one of those plastic things on the bottom, because that's plastic and not ammo. So these guys will hold more ammo, right?
Did you duct tape over a coupler, or did you just
duct tape over the coupler? One of the things that happens with these couplers is like, okay, we're doing 3-gun, we're dropping mags and throwing them around and that kind of thing. Sometimes they have ammo in them. And I have seen about once a match one of these things blow up. Where now not blow up, but like the coupler comes loose and the springs fly everywhere and the ammo flies everywhere, and the guy like gets all pissed and leaves the springs there, and boom, his mag's toast, right? So by duct taping it, these won't move and it'll just stick around.
Are you supposed to take the bottoms off the mags before coupling them, or does it depend on the coupler?
You're supposed to take them off. This one you take so I took the bottoms of the mags off of this one.
Yeah, some of them crazy. Some of them are basically clamps that you clamp 2 magazines together, and then other ones that you assemble the magazine onto the coupler. So you don't have a base plate. Instead, you have a chunk of plastic that both magazine bodies fit onto, and therefore they're both under spring pressure on both sides.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I have that. I just got a Caldwell one that kind of bends it, and I think that's just meant to just clamp the mags into.
Yeah. No, this one replaces the floor plates, and then you put some tape on it so it doesn't move around. Hopefully, it doesn't move out.
My buddy just straight up 3D printed some of those.
The coupler at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, this thing's under a lot of pressure. I don't know if I would trust 3D printing anything.
Yeah. Well, he knows what he's doing. I've seen him do a couple of things.
Run it 3 gun, see how long it lasts. It competition
duct
has a
tape's
way of
for?
breaking things.
I mean, you have duct tape on yours. Why are you talking shit?
This is pre. What is this? Like, I know it's gonna blow up, so I put duct tape on it to start with, so it won't blow up.
So that one was just 3D printed in China instead of in Canada. So
It's 3D molded.
Yeah, no, these are nice steel ones. I got some of the RCMP stickers from those. I had to get like a 10-pack of those. Yeah, I got a 10-pack. Yeah. Oh man, there's a good one. There's the what was the one that came out today with the beaver on it?
Oh yeah.
None of your damn business.
Yeah, none of your damn business. I saw that was good.
Oh, I want that one too.
Yeah,
I got some anti-walk pins for the Elfman, which will be coming back at some time. And let's see here, a couple of other things. We had a work day at the range, so we it was a long day. We were there from 8 until 8 or 9 or 9:30. So we were building like bases and walls and that kind of thing. We're having a really big 2-day match coming up this weekend, actually. For charity, so we wanted to like build a bunch of props and have a bunch of stuff ready. So we put in like a hard work day, and then at the end of it, we shot a bunch of stuff. So that was neat. Yeah, I shot some long range with the SKS, and it was pretty easy. Like I don't usually shoot like red rifles at long distance, but I had the chance, and I had a bunch of ammo I wanted to burn off. So I shot the SKS, and I was like, well, I wonder if I can shoot it at 200. Boom, yeah, no problem. Dial it up. I wonder for 300. Boop. Yeah, no problem. What about 500? Yeah, you can make hits with an SKS at 500 just by taking that little rear notch there and just go up to 5.
And was it consistent in the tracking of the rear sight, or did you still have to do a holdover?
No holdover. Just like right on. And it was like at 500, I was hitting about 1 every 2 shots, which is pretty decent for an SKS. Again, like at 500 with like surplus crap.
Now, what did this SKS personally belong to Stalin?
It was not gold plated, so probably not.
Oh, that is trash. Get the fuck
I've tried 200 by SVT, and no.
Really? It probably wasn't sighted in, because you can make hits at distance with those things.
My SVT is just kind of shit.
Hmm.
No,
it doesn't really group at 100. It kind of patterns at 100. So,
well, like an SKS, you look at the sight radius on them. They're not good. It's not like a huge sight radius on it, like a Garand or an M14 or something like that. But no, it was still fine. It was still fine for shooting that long distance.
They were designed to do a job, and that job is 3 MOA. And
hit a man-sized target out to like 300 yards.
Yeah, it's 3 MOA. You know what a man-sized target is at 300 yards? It's about 3 MOA. So
you didn't have to do any. If there's 500 screaming Russians coming at you, they don't even have to hit you.
Yeah. Anyways, so like some of the guys are complaining, like, I wanted to push like for a 3-gun. I'm like, no, guys, farther. Like this 200-300 meter stuff. We're shooting this stuff with the AR-15s. You don't have to do any holdover. It's a laser beam at 300. So I was trying to push them to like 400 or 500. Let's go for longer distance, and that was kind of proof that was like, yeah,
come on, do 1,000
further. Yeah, let's do 1,000.
Hey, Mitchell can shoot a balloon at 1,000 yards with a 9mm. You can do it with
holding it upside down with his pinky.
Yeah. So we put up a new gong at our range. It's a bison. It's a big metal bison at 800 meters, which would be 880. Something like that, 880 yards, and a guy
already shot a hole through it.
Oh, I didn't see that. So someone brought a K31 out when it was still like virgin and no one had shot it, and put 7 out of 10 onto that thing at 800 meters.
Nice.
Did he have the diopters or just the irons?
Just the irons, just up to 8, and let's
when was this?
Huh?
When was this?
Would have been like a week ago or something like that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I love K31s. I mean, they just shoot like a son of a bitch.
I kicked my ass for not getting one.
Well, there's something to be said. Like I think that at 3-gun, we got a bunch of guys out who have not properly sighted in their AR-15s, and then when they get to 200 and 300, they can't make their hits. Now, you take an SKS or something like that, it's kind of hard to mess with the sights. You take a K31, it's kind of hard to mess with the sights. Once they're in, they're kind of in. They've got that mark that they put in there with the chisel, where it's like, boom, that's where the sights are, and they don't move them after that, right? And then you think about it, you don't really mess with them after that. And they've got that little like dialed in thing at the back, which will probably be on for the kind of like whatever ammo that they make. They only make one kind of ammo for it. And that's it. So it's kind of a simplified version of, and it works. When you can make first round hits out to like 800 meters with like one of these really old rifles, that's something that a lot of guys wouldn't even be close to on their AR-15s. Because they don't know what their holdover and what their drop is with their scopes or red dots or anything, right?
Well, it was to make it idiot proof, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, and they're good at it.
if you give it to a conscript and you explain not to point it at each other, but to point it at the bad guys and let it rip, then that's kind of what you're aiming for.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the etched reticle idea on scopes, because if it's for like a 55 grain 223, it'll probably be pretty close, and it'll work out to distance, right?
Oh, Adriel, are you telling me that you would recommend a scope of that quality and of those characteristics for, let's say, anything kind of like 3-gun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to contribute? Because I feel like there is a natural progression that we must follow after that comment.
Let me
I forgot about that thing.
A listener sent me an M17S to review and try out, and I really like it. So it's quite a bit more expensive than a lot of the other non-restricted guns out there. It's about on par with like a Tavor or something like that. I think they're 2,300 Canadian, 1,700 US, something like that. Yeah, but okay, so you go buy a Tavor or something like that. The trigger kind of sucks on them. You have to upgrade the trigger on it, and then it gets better, right? This thing comes with, I believe it's an Elfman trigger in there. So it's got a fantastic trigger. Here, let me just show you guys on camera here what the trigger pull is.
Oh wow.
There's nothing to it. And I measured it out. It was 4 pounds. A bullpup rifle with a 4-pound trigger. Just crazy good. And I really like the disassembly on it. So it's, even with an AR-15, you got to mess around with the charging handle, because this thing has a non-reciprocating charging handle just up here that's spring-loaded. No such. So you just pull the pin and pull that guy out, and there's your bolt and all the kind of stuff you got to clean right there. So
nice.
Is that an AR-180 bolt?
It's similar to an AR-180, but they've gone a couple of different ways. Now they're using this triangular bolt.
Isn't it an upside-down AR-180 bolt?
It's very similar to an AR-180, but it's not quite the same.
There's another segue right there.
This one's 2,300. I wonder, is there a more inexpensive WK or not WK 180 out there? 180 of.
Hey Ty, did you bring something to show us?
Yeah.
Hey.
So I did manage to sneak the 180 away from the top. So, production handguard, everyone's been oogling over.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's a lot cleaner than everyone. Everyone had a few comments about the cylindrical holes in it. They do clean up pretty nice, though. You can't really. It's it turned like we had that. I can't even remember the handguard that was on it prior to this. It was an M-Lock handguard, same thing, but this one, it really did it in, because this made it way nicer on the range. And I think,
yeah, it looks nice and light. You guys have that cut out for the gas block and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now you can see if I can do this without fumbling.
It's got a multi-lug head, right? Not like a 3-lug or anything like that. It's got like an AR kind of bolt. Have a look to it.
Yeah. There we go. All right, out of the way. Yeah. So 180 bolt.
There we go.
And that is it's completely interchangeable with another AR-180 bolt, or is that a different one?
No, I think that's different. They use a different barrel.
It is, because it's an AR-15 barrel, so your bolt head itself isn't going to be the same, and it's not an AR-15 bolt either. So it is a proprietary 180C bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about the bolt carrier? Are there any of the bolt carrier's parts interchangeable?
You got
You need to replace it. Like the bolt carrier and the bolt are like for life, right? You need to change the recoil springs, maybe.
Yeah, your bolt and bolt carrier, you're not going to have any extensive wear unless you're 10, 20,000 rounds into it. With the recoil springs, maybe over time, but you have minimal wear and tear on these two guide rods. Like there's not much happening right here. It's just back and forth. There's so much tolerance and space within that receiver. You're not actually getting anything onto that.
Yeah, it just runs on the guide rods there. You mentioned that's your that's kind of your tester there. How many rounds have been through that rifle?
This one here we've done. It's coming up to 7,000 to 8,000 just for the testing of it, not us playing. So that's just 7,000 to 8,000 rounds of just sheer testing. Basically, what John's been doing, he's been between him, myself, Matt, whoever can get out to the range. We're basically doing as much testing as possible. He had it back when there was still snow on the ground. We were pumping enough rounds through it where we'd have to drop into the snowbank every couple hundred rounds to cool it off. Now that that's gone, we actually carry water bottles with us to pour into it just to keep it cool so we can hold on to it as we're shooting.
That's sensible.
We gotta stress test this, boys. It's like, it's getting hot. Throw it in the snowbank.
I saw a video of them doing that with a Norinco AR in Italy. They had a bucket of water and just dunk.
No, this thing's been. We've had 0 failures out of those 8,000 rounds. There's been one failure to chamber, and we're contributing that to the mag actually because it was an old just general just your basic generic stamped AR mag, and we had dropped it 1,000 times, so it was bent to all hell. Other than that, it's coming with the 2 Hera mags, and they've been running in it perfectly. Like we haven't had any issues with it. Eject, extract. We haven't.
Are they gonna be 5-round Hera mags or 10 rounders?
Yeah, it's gonna be coming with 2 5-round Hera mags.
Okay.
Gotta follow that FRT.
Oh yeah.
Fine. Everyone who's going to be buying this thing can go out and buy like a bunch of these LAR mags or whatever, right?
Yeah, like the ones that you have there. As long as the only ones that have the potential of being an issue, and I have a couple of them, is through like the old original LAR mags. If they have that top dimple on them, you can over insert. But that's with anything that's running that AR catch, you can over insert it potentially. And that's the only thing that we've. It's the only mag that we've run across that's been any issue. Is if it has that top dimple, it can slide right past if you slam it in hard.
Oh, you're talking about the one that goes on the hole here. So the hole there's the hole on the side there, and it's got the dimple on the bottom. But you're talking about the ones that have that on the top as well. Yeah, this one doesn't have that.
Yeah, if they got that top dimple, you can slam it in there, and then
it'll jump it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the potential to jump in it, but there hasn't been. That's the only thing that we've had so far that's been any issue.
Are you guys still selling pre-orders on that, or have you kind of put them on hold until you get the production out?
We're still taking pre-orders, but we're at we're over 2,700 already, and wow. All focus because we got tons of guys asking for different parts, different this, different that, dust covers, but it all comes back to we want guns. It's under $1,000, and well, we need guns. So there's little being put into any further development for the 308 or the 7.62-39 models right now. All time and effort is just pump guns out, but don't lose any quality control.
Yeah. I imagine you don't have any pricing available for the 7.62 or the 308 at this point in time.
Nah, nothing that I can comment on. The 7.62, I imagine it's going to be roughly the same kind of pricing. You might be a little bit more expensive just because of the 7.62 39 barrels. Bolts are going to have to be manufactured anyway because it's a proprietary bolt for us. But the barrels are probably the only thing that's going to really do an increase in the price. The 308 model, it's being produced actually. So insider scoop.
Oh.
7.62 39 model. We're going to have that shortly, and it's actually going to be at Wolverine Days to test fire. So we're going to have a working model within a week. And then the 308 model, it's actually being built right now, and we're going to have a working model this month.
Oh,
so we're actually going to start doing our testing on the 308.
Are you guys ready to be just flooded with money?
I think if any business answer is yes.
I really want 308. And so here, if you can get that thing.
I'm not telling you that there are people that are willing to throw money at you, but there are people that are willing to throw money at you.
The 308 is exciting, but the one big thing that, again, this is, I did when you emailed me, I did a quick interview with John just to get a couple details because he's the mastermind behind everything. And regarding the 308, so this isn't, when we actually get this one in our hands, it's not an overgrown 180. It's actually a brand new upper and lower. So it's not an overgrown 180. It's actually its own firearm.
Yeah, you can see from the design of it, you guys trimmed up the back there quite a bit. So it's it looks a little bit more trim and Can you feed like 6.5 Creedmoor is pretty sharp on the shoulders? Does it feed well in a semi-auto?
We've had hit and miss with. We've got a guy locally here who has a 6.5 AR-10, and he's hitting 300 meters. You know, he's out shooting anyone with his. XCRMs, they've been awesome accurate. We've had a couple that have had a few issues, and that's I don't know if that's teething issues just because it's a new one for them or what's going on. But those are all being handled already. But the 6.5. It's a hard question to answer because with the WK, once we get the 308 running, of course, 6.5 is the natural progression.
Yeah.
Same with 260, 243.
338.
Well, 338 federal. Yeah. 338.
Well, don't be ridiculous.
No. See, all you need to do is like add like an extra inch of metal everywhere. You're good to go.
Just make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
Well, I asked John if he'd make one in 458 Winchester just because, you know, fuck my shoulder, fuck the target, and fuck the guy behind it.
Oh, I think I've seen video. Isn't there a video of a semi 450? Wait, yes, somebody made a
Garand.
I remember that. Oh,
yeah, there is a semi-auto 458, and I just want it because that's the only reason.
Nothing like. How much is ammo for that? Isn't it like $6-7 a pop?
Yeah,
you can't afford it.
Yeah,
basically. That is so exciting.
Yeah, the 308's coming up. The 7.62-39's coming up. The AK model, it's not coming up right away because we got of course the standard version is going to come first because there's like minimal work to be done to get it going.
Right. So you'll be basing it off of what, like the
model, you say?
Well, the WK-180C that takes AK mags. That is.
Do they have any pistol AK mags in Canada? Yeah, I kind of didn't think so. That kind of dulls the utility on that. I was thinking more would be better if it took the AK folding stock. That'd be kind of cool.
We've had a bunch of guys already starting. They keep asking if we can send them the rifle first so they can start doing adapters because it's the Magpul. Lost word. Zukov. Yeah. Zukov.
Yeah. No, it's a USK something or other.
Yeah. There's a bunch of guys who are already wanting to do an adapter to go to that one, which it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Like the adapter on this thing, it's not.
Matador Arms just made a folding AR stock that doesn't work with a buffer tube, but you guys don't use a buffer tube, or you guys don't use a buffer. Sorry, there. So that'll work with that one, and that's the one I want to get. Is Yeah, they have one called a Sidewinder that allows a fold right there.
Yeah, their Sidewinder is similar to the Hera had the side folding unit. So theirs is going to be similar. You don't need to. It's just a basic cutoff, so you'd actually be able to adapt it onto the receiver and then screw in the buffer tube. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
No, I want the stupid fucking like wireframe shoe that you wrap with paracord.
We'll get like an 858 folding stock on there for you then.
Oh. See, that's the thing. You guys are just doing like so many things that everybody always talked about. I mean, there was a thread on CGN by another retailer for years about a 180 project, and then nothing.
So the WK that Wolverine's doing, so that started 7 years ago. It was there was a trip that went. John and Matt went to Israel for completely unrelated business from the WK. But as they were on the trip, John had it in his head for the past couple of years. You know, they need the WK. They had the 180 idea in his head the entire time, and the initial thought was non-restricted rifle under $1,000. No matter how it was going to work, that's what he wanted. So he had the 180 under $1,000, and he went to Israel. He talked to a company there. They completely shot him down. Said, "No, it's not going to work." So he went to the UK. Company there said, "No, it's not going to work."
Trying to build a semi in the UK?
Well, just the random manufacturing export. But there was Israeli company, a UK company, a Canadian company turned him down, and then 4 US companies all turned John down on this 180 project.
Did he think to go to China? Or was that being deliberately avoided?
I don't think it ever crossed his mind to attempt it. Because he didn't want, he wanted a gun under $1,000, but he wanted to make sure that it was up to his standards. So I don't know if he never even, when I was talking to him, he never even mentioned that he considered going somewhere else. And it wasn't until this whole Spartan 858, what's the word he used, debacle, that this all started with. And Kodiak Defense was making their own 858 receivers. So that kind of, we started working with them because we had so many 858s that were sitting in our warehouse that were, illegal. So John was talking to Steve and mentioned the 180 project. They were, yeah, why not? Let's look into it. And here we are today. Because they've been awesome to work with. John's got the ideas, they got the tools and the equipment to get it done. So it was a long road, 7 years in total for John's idea to be written down on a napkin for it to actually start happening. But he started right off the bat with the whole Henry Ford thing. You can have it in any color you want as long as it's black. $9.95 under $1,000 and it's non-restricted. So that was the entire idea. If you wanted to look at dust covers or better handguards or better stocks or better charging handles, anything in that regard, the price goes up, and that's not what our objective was.
And that's why you guys did it with a bunch of AR accessories. So if someone wants a better handguard, a better stock, a better whatever, they can just buy an AR one and throw it on there themselves.
We used as many off-the-shelf components as possible in the design, so that's exactly it. If you don't like the handguard, you don't like the grip, the stock, anything like that, you can swap it out. Even the barrel. You don't like the barrel, as long as you're running over 18.6 to stay non-restricted and carbine length, and mid-length is something that is not a thing of fiction. It is a reality. It's just not right away. So we got these 2,700 orders of the carbine length that need to be done first, and then we'll consider the mid-length.
Now, have you considered, I know obviously if you got 2,700 orders of manufactured rifles, you're probably not thinking about selling stripped uppers at the moment?
No, there's no plan in the near future to have any components available because everything has to be put towards rifles.
Yeah. Oh, so man. There was a sale recently on 300 blackout barrels. I'm like, oh man, if I got another upper, I'd put the 300 blackout, and it had a carbine length gas system. It was like, oh, it's perfect. I don't even need to switch a bolt on it.
If actually, if anyone's wanting a 300 blackout barrel, this is not to do a whole Wolverine plug into it, but Odin Works. We've got 18.6 inch barrels with a carbon light gas system. I think they're under $300.
There you go.
So it's stainless steel if anyone wants one. But yeah, we've actually
plug away. By the way, plug away. We don't give a shit. Keep going.
As long as you send me a hat, though.
Yeah, I gotta send hats now.
No, just to me.
Just
Now, when I was at TACCOM, Howa gave me a hat.
God fucking damn it. Every time.
Hey, you didn't have me at TACCOM. You had Schellenberg and Mike, so that's what you got.
Yeah, this is also it's great to hear. Now, I do have one question: is there was a 7-year development process?
Yeah.
How long? And don't read too much into it. How long did it take the manufacturer, upon reception of the blueprints of the receivers, to make said receivers?
Yeah, I got to read into that. So
it's really Crower has an axe to grind. It's not against you.
No hard feelings.
So how much further is the SLR delayed then, Grover?
Shut the fuck up, crazy!
It's coming out around the same time Half-Life 3 is, isn't it?
Now, best!
Let's go, motherfucker!
You don't want to know that answer because it's just gonna piss you off.
Don't worry. I need more seething rage in my life. I'm too happy.
Because from idea to go ahead to, well, shit, let's do this, it was fast. Like we've had a prototype for, like we originally had our prototype. We didn't announce anything or nothing like that. We didn't make sure this whole thing was going to work. So we've been working on this thing for a long time. But from, idea to the connection with Kodiak and Wolverine, it was a quick turnaround to get everything rocking and rolling.
No anodizing issues, I see.
That was delayed.
That could happen.
It looks good. No issues.
All I'm really wondering is like, it doesn't seem to be that big of an issue. So if you guys can fucking do it.
Do they come in gold? Because fucking Maccabee goddamn posted a teaser photo of them in fucking silver and goddamn gold.
The salt.
So wear that with your giant fucking clock and grills at the range then too?
Motherfucker!
He's gonna.
That's right, you got that fucking thing still.
Hey, Ty, if you send me a WK, I'll put this on your gun.
That's an encouragement not to send you a gun.
Dude, this is a sweet Duracoating job. We use stencils and tape.
A hell of a lot better than me trying to clean the rust on my car.
Just pour a can of Coke on it, scrub a little bit, it's fine.
I know for a fact that you've already sold at least one more gun, because I have a friend that's just been like, "Hey man, if they launch a 308 one, man, I'll buy it. If they launch a 308 one,
I'm gonna need to save my money for that. But yeah, as long as it's priced competitively with, I think you know exactly which competitor I'm talking about, then I'll probably be getting one.
Can't say anything specific, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna have the same concept with the 180, so it's going to be as low as we can possibly make it.
You know what? If you guys want to wait till you've sold like 4,000 of the WK180Cs, and then once you have that big pile of money, you rub it on yourselves and you go, okay, we're ready.
All right, let me take out a line of credit. I'll do the pre-orders, and then I'll just do big chargeback after once you get the
He offered me a line of credit and I turned it down. I probably should have taken it just in case of the day that the 180-308 comes out.
No, this is a sound financial decision show. No stupid. Oh, never mind. That's so exciting. That's so exciting, Ty.
The 308 is going to be, yeah, I'm excited for that one. There was oh, John's going to hate me for this. Okay, so there was a couple concepts with the lower. We were going to make it, we were looking at like the Ruger Precision, how it take, M14 mags, DPMS mags. We were looking at different options for that, how to, take all these separate mags and all still run on the same mag well. If we were going to run in that instance, what our original thought was, you run one mag catch. If you wanted to run M14 mags, all you have to do is install that M14 catch. You don't have to remove the other catch because it's just going to run along the side of the mag anyway. But talking to the developers with it and everything, it was going to cause us a lot of issues that we didn't want to have to address the second that everyone got out. Because not only are we going to have to deal with magazine issues, now we're going to have to deal with 2 separate magazine issues if there's any, right? So
yeah, keep it simple. Keep it
simple. With that, whatever's got a pistol mag, that one.
The XDR 308 has pistol mags, doesn't it?
Yep. So that's why we stuck with those SR25 pattern mags, XCRM pistol mags.
Correct choice.
Hey, Adriel, imagine you sitting on a hill, the mist rolling over it. Out in the distance, you see a shitload of deer. You have the tags, you have the ammo, and you have the magazine. Let it rip. Let it rip.
And you take the picture of, this is why we need high-capacity magazines. It's just a field of dead deer.
Papa's bringing home the meat.
Quality entertainment, folks. Quality entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, with the 180 I've pre-ordered, I am going to go hunt coyotes with it because coyotes, there is no tag limit, and you frequently have 1 or 2 or 3 that you can take a shot at. Now, with a bolt-action rifle, you can get 1 of them, but you can't get 2 or 3. And with a semi-auto, I think I could do 2 or 3.
I think you could, Adriel. You seem
if
to
I
be
can
a
get 2,
competitive fella.
if I can get 2 with a bolt-action with 1 bullet, imagine how many I can get with a semi.
If only we had suppressors, you could get even more.
or you could run a mouse fart load out of a bolty, but you limit yourself there.
Yeah, no, those 2 I shot were like 300 yards. That I need distance.
You hunt coyote at, you wouldn't hit it with a mouse fart out of a 223.
Some guys do. Some guys shoot 'em close.
Or you get one of those stupid 90 grain projectiles.
Yeah,
and a barrel twist of 1 in 5.
Yeah, or 1 in 1.
Good Lord.
Oh, we're triggering the tactical long range kitty.
Now, here's a good question: can you give me an Ulfbert so I can turn coyotes into pig mist?
Seems
yes.
specific.
All right, let's do some business.
Yeah, Bennett talking time. Bennett talking. Good Lord. Do we have anything else? I'm trying to think.
Or we're going to talk about YouTube being a dick nugget.
No, I want to make sure that we cover all the bases with Ty, and I want to make sure that we got that WK hyped enough that they send us one for free.
Ooh, we need to crank the
instead.
Talk to me
never go shooting.
We need to crank up the viewer counts a bit then too.
We need to crank out everything. We need to crank up production value, the quality of the host, the quality of entertainment, the quality of the guests are outstanding. I just gotta say, great host, amazing host.
The rest of it is just no.
See, if you send me the gun, I don't even go shoot very often. Once every 6 months.
It would look very nice in the pictures.
Yeah, exactly. I can just hang it up right above there.
Now, here, just bring it up with management. Imagine a WK like this.
I don't know if I can do it.
Well, you got one sitting in your lap.
practically that thing's got thousands of rounds through it anyways.
Yeah, it's worthless. It's worthless. Send it to me. I'll get rid of it.
Well, there was talk when these first ones come in. There was talk of getting the serial number 1, and we're gonna get it gold plated and hang it over a wall. So if anyone wants the gold plated WK, it's a reality.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the amount of memes, the amount of karma?
Oh, fucking Muammar Gaddafi that shit up. Put fucking rhinestones in the stock and the.
No. I'm gonna keep doing it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
I paid off my credit cards completely. I am down for this.
So we're thinking like rhinestones. We'll just cover up all the little holes. Then we'll just fill them with rhinestones.
No, let's go full on diamonds, gold plating, everything.
Everything.
Okay.
You know,
some Dolce and Gabbana logos on there.
The UK and get one of those crazy scroll work dudes from like H&H. Send it. Oh, that's it. Send it to H&H.
They'd probably throw it. They'd probably literally throw it at you. Get this pile of garbage the fuck out of my store.
Why is the barrel so small? This isn't a shotgun.
Why is there no wood on this firearm?
Why is the one barrel?
It's not even cheaper than $3.75. Get this shit out.
My lunch is worth more than this firearm.
The freaking forend, the freaking front side of one of those shotguns is worth more than a gun.
Fuck yeah.
Oh god. Okay, I think the circle jerk has reached its critical mass.
Adriel, you said Brownells is back on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Isn't that the second one? They got Bloke on the Range earlier too.
Yeah, they got Bloke on the Range. They nuked them. They brought the channel back, but they left the community strike on.
Yeah, it's a crock of bullshit. I'm wondering when it's going to happen to Gun Jesus.
I'll have you know that YouTube's still too scared to even give me a strike.
They don't want to fuck with them
too much.
You're too much of a futz. Your catalog is still too far leaning to the futz side. So you know, as soon as hey, that M17, that's gonna be your undoing.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, if they didn't do it with a 3-in-1 gun, I'm not sure anything's gonna.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We're gonna. Did you catch that one, by the way? I'm not sure if you hopped on Reddit when that happened, Ty, but you see, we're something of innovators ourselves.
We're scientists. Something of a scientist myself.
Let's just say that we know a guy with a lathe.
Yeah.
We'll send you some pictures, and don't worry, no nudity, and it'll be pretty good. Well, we'll send your nudity ones.
Oh, okay.
Brownells got taken down. That's what we were jokingly trying to talk about. It got taken down Saturday morning at 2 a.m. without any warning, any kind of message, any communication. The community manager for Brownell's Twitter account started receiving messages on Twitter, and that's when he went and checked it out and realized that the channel was gone. 600,000 something like 6,000 videos, 600,000 subscribers, and millions upon millions of views just gone. For what reason? No one knows. I guess one of you said that it's been reinstated now.
Yeah. So I mean, this will happen with activism. They'll get in there and they'll throw a bunch of flags at a channel to try to take it down, and then sometimes the automated moderators will pull the channel down.
All right, so
it is effective. It works.
They have 70,000 subscribers and and 1,800 videos.
70,000?
Yeah.
That's not actually a lot in the grand scheme of things. Some of those big YouTubers have got like a ton more than that.
How many does Gun Jesus have? Hold on a second.
Oh my god, no. Gun Jesus.
Gun Jesus is like
it's only 766,000. That's surprising. I thought it'd be more than that.
So that's a lot more, right? Kate, this is gonna pain me. FPS Russia, 6.5 million subscribers.
He got arrested
okay.
recently,
And he hasn't put anything out in years.
No,
No,
he
he-
can't. He
can't get arrested.
legally can't. He's got a felony conviction, so he can't actually own any guns.
You can just like roll in that money. YouTube money.
idiot
Well, he
was
was
trying to
doing
apply
a-
for a fucking class 3 license and got caught with pot.
No.
That's what I heard. Is he got caught with
know.
pot?
His friend with access to all the guns. He's the one that was providing him, access to all of them, and then he got murdered.
Well, I heard about the one with the execution, but I heard what actually got him the felony conviction was marijuana possession.
No, it was cannabis oil.
Even worse. It's so stupid fucking.
Because he ordered it from the internet.
Oh my
boy.
fucking
No,
Christ.
I would never. I would never. No one does that. Order
No one.
marijuana cigarettes from
The
the
devil's
internet.
lettuce.
Not until July 1st, 2018. You can probably.
I think.
Seriously, once they legalize
doing?
pot, I want to post a picture of my AR next to a decorative marijuana plant and see how many people from the States start yelling about reporting me to the ATF.
No, you gotta get one of those short barrel shotguns.
Yeah.
Put it next to it.
Yeah.
My AR's barrel isn't short enough. It's so short enough that they wouldn't be able to tell. But I gotta get maybe the 7.5.
No,
then put a stock
when
on
I
it.
first got my Shadow, I put my fucking foregrip on it and I
Oh.
posted it to Guns.
I did that
was
with my
amazing.
SIG as well. I shit posted it there and they downvoted it to fucking hell.
Yeah, well, actually, I posted it to Weekend Gunning and they love that shit.
I posted it just on Canada Guns. Hey guys, like my new SIG carbine? It was my 226 with the fucking shitty ass like $24
are you ready?
bar.
I'm gonna manufacture a rifle according to the United States. Ah!
Oh no! Oh no!
I hope you don't have a dog. That shit is getting a bullet. You got a cat? Your cat's going down.
Oh, that's fine.
Pulls RCMP, no shoot pupper. Andrew, I'll get your sticker.
Oh yeah, get the stickers going.
Calls for the
My kids saw them. They're like, we want some too.
Here's a segue. We're thugs
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? Why are we thugs?
because a member of parliament was giving a speech about how it's only thugs that have guns in the cars and they go everywhere with their guns in the cars and all the permits that let people go around with guns in cars.
Janitors
all the
definitely
places.
thug, man.
Yeah, they just say that they're on their way to a gun range and they're like thugs with their gun like in their pants.
No
Go to the
one's
range,
being,
copper.
no one's being thug enough here. Hold on a second.
Oh God! Hey!
Where's your high point?
Sorry, I don't have any baseball cap nearby, or I'd put it on backwards.
You need a high point in
you
your
are so
pants.
white. I love you.
My Glock 40 problem solver.
Oh yeah, keep talking.
But it's really a high point.
I love how you did that with
With the Benjamin coat on it
like
too.
European revolver. I mean, that's the stugginess it gets.
This shitty 20. Fucking, this is probably what the gangbangers in this fucking city are using is shit like this. It costs
Yeah.
$250 fucking dollars.
Oh no!
Over
Well, you know what? No, they get Ruger. They get Ruger single stacks from the States, and then
Actually, they get Seiko 85 Bavarians, according to the latest bust.
Ooh.
what?
There's a
That guy's
bust
got
in
some good
Toronto
taste.
that banged a guy. They caught guys with like 4 guns. They must have been jacked because one of them was like one of those single shot fucking like fold in half from Turkey, and they cut the barrel in stock. The second one was a fucking Sacco 85 Bavarian with iron sights and a loophole like VX fucking 4 or some shit on it.
Wow!
Nice.
Somebody's
Someone jacked a fucking like $6,000 setup from someone's safe.
Yep, somebody's missing 6 bills.
I hope they got it back to him at least.
Yeah, maybe, or it just gets melted like all the other guns that the cops take.
Usually, if it's stolen and the serial number is still on it, they'll give it back to whoever it was stolen from.
Maybe. Hey, do we have anything else that we got to touch on?
Well, I mean, the government's trying to say that they consulted people with C-71, which they ran like a gangs and guns thing, and they're like,
Hold on a second.
everyone sat around and
Didn't
agreed.
Someone send some representatives to the Hill.
Someone on this show? Maybe a guest or something. I don't know about.
Did someone talk to the Parliament Hill?
I don't think it was me.
No. We heard through the grapevine that a little somebody got to talk to the government.
Yeah, we listened to that live at the shop. Like, it was actually kind of funny because the shop shut down for those 2 hours that they were speaking, because if the phone would ring, but yeah, hold on, no.
We're watching C-SPAN.
Borrow pew. No, and it was when they were there. Like, if any of you listened to it, I don't know if it was like talking to a brick wall, because obviously I wasn't there, but obviously nothing came of it. No matter how factual you can be, we actually just put up our the brief that we submitted prior to that up on CGN right before I left work there, and that got posted. It was a 26-page whatever it was, but I don't know if they just skimmed it, completely ignored it.
I'm gonna go with completely ignored it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with completely ignored. They ran that consultation session with the Guns and Gangs group, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we found out it was the gangs." Guns or gangs? It was clearly the gangs, and that's who they say were consulted. They're like, "Oh yeah, we consulted with Tracy Wilson and these other guys, and yeah, they said that we should." Make a registration part of thing again there. Put the registration in the shops, and yeah, that'll stop it. Which, by the way, like, what are you guys planning on doing there? Paper copies to be stored in like an Indiana Jones style crate in the back area somewhere, where it's like, oh, you want one from 2018? Hey, well, let me go.
No. I got a solution. Floppy disks.
I'm liking the floppy disk, but I like the Indiana Jones. We got blow darts. We can get a boulder. We can work on this. Oh yeah, just go back in the vault there.
You can't get the blow darts; they're illegal.
Oh right, yeah. Shit.
I like
puts a wrench in this whole Indiana Jones thing.
Hey, make sure you only step on the blue colored tiles here. You don't want to step on the other ones. The last guy did.
You want to step on the dark blue, not the navy blue.
Oh no! I still think floppy disk, and not the small ones. I'm talking
5 1/4.
Big ones.
Oh yeah. If they find somewhere that they can plug that in and use it, have at it.
Encode the information onto a wax disc in audio format, and that it has to be played back and decoded.
No, just
to make sure that it's perfect.
Have it in binary, but use only tones and use it all recorded on a wax disc.
Here's your Ovaltine decoder ring.
Oh, that's an extra added measure of security. Each store keeps its own code and decoder ring, and if they want to go check out what the store had, they have to ask for the decoder ring.
Yes.
Good.
Turn to page 5, paragraph 3, and pull out word 5, and that's your decoder for whatever we sold in March of that year.
Hold on. This ring is really big. Hold on, it's like 4-6 circles.
I'm liking the 5 1/4 floppy, double density, double side. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for their pleasure, and yeah, let them try to figure that out.
Record it on a Commodore PET onto the tape
on CSV files. Sorry.
Oh Jesus.
Too nerdy.
I think we have surpassed critical shitpost mass. Do we have anything else we'd like to mention? I think. Oh, hold on a second. We did have the opportunity to see a certain race gun that a certain individual may or may not have acquired at some point. Woolad.
There it is.
You got the boring one.
Oh, I don't think you can get boring with that sight. I mean, good lord.
I swear I've seen a picture of a sight that looks just like that. That's meant to mount on the front of a Scorpion in like the most awkward position.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's a saddle mount. So that one's not on the actual slide. So some of your pistol red dots will go on the slide. They move as you shoot. This one stays still. So as you shoot, that red dot stays still. So the advantage there is that you can kind of like keep on that red dot and keep it on target better than a slide mounted. But the slide mounted red dots are simpler, and you're starting to see a lot more of those coming out. There's a lot of guns these days that are coming with the cutouts on the slide and even with the red dots on them.
But does it look like a Nerf gun?
No, they don't look like weird. Like they're not 3 pounds with a racker on them and all this other crap. they're a normal gun with a red dot on them. I think
so a normal gun, almost a normal gun for normies.
Yeah, Tyson, do you guys sell the Canic that has the red dot on it?
Yeah, that's well, not with but with the plate. That's actually the one I use. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I put a red dot on it to start with, and no. I'll stick to irons. It's better.
It's hard to see them, right? It's hard to like. Yeah. Am I in the? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's just further down than I thought. And I'm sure you get used to it when you shoot one, but for me, give me something I can look at and index off a little bit better.
Every time you go to start a match, you do the red dot shuffle.
Yeah. Is it on? Is it on? Oh, yeah, it's on. Okay. Oh, it's not on. I'm in the middle of a match. Oh, my batteries are dead. Oh, I'm screwed.
We do have some top posts of the week. Hey, will you look at that? Top post of the week. The WK180C has been approved non-restricted.
You guys made the right move selling that thing and moving forward without the FRT because you knew you were going to get it anyways because it was a 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
balls to the walls.
It's a funny subject talking about that at the shop because there was a comment on CGN where that came up, and someone asked if you could, include 5 copies laminated of the FRT with the rifle. No, because it's not worth the paper it's printed on. Yeah, but now that the FRT is approved, everyone that who thinks that it is a requirement, they can rest easy. I guess it's full forward now. There's no holding back whatsoever.
Yay!
Yeah, I liked the. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Oh, let's do it. I preferred that way of doing it rather than the. Well, let's wait for the FRT and let's see if we get that. It's like no, balls to the walls. You guys did it right, and it was a safe move because it's again a rifle that had already gotten approved FRT.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Good move. Like, we stuck to the design as much as possible. So if there was any argument, like the report that we submitted, you couldn't ask for more of a detailed report. It had the lineage and everything included into it. So we felt pretty comfortable way before we even had the FRT. And it's like you said, that's have at her.
Yeah. Sweet.
You guys did good. You did good.
Next, you got to do something even sillier to piss them off, like a 25 ACP rifle with a 3.5-inch barrel that takes pistol mags.
Yes.
No. Beowulf pistol. Just happens to run AR mags.
I like, every single time, I don't know. Every single time somebody makes I don't want to say stupid question, but maybe redundant question on the sub, I have just 3 comments back to back to back. Yes, no, and maybe as the answers. And usually people just upvote the best for them. And that kind of serves the purpose of eliminating some of the fluff. By the way, we keep deleting shit left, right, and center. You guys think the sub is crappy? You have no idea how bad it would be if it were moderating the shit out of it.
Thank you.
Well, it's like how you said you're going to start deleting things about Ontario transfer times until I remember that you only moderate text posts.
Yeah. Well, it's not that we only moderate text posts. We moderate all the posts.
You only filter text posts.
But whatever. I think we've bored our 7 viewers, and considering there's 4 of us here, that means 5 of us. That means there's 2 people watching. So to the 2 people still watching, thank you.
No, there's 3 people. I don't have the
there's
stream open.
7. I don't have the stream open either.
We have 4 people watching. Holy shit, we just doubled our viewership. Hey, Ty, thank you very much for coming. You're always welcome if you feel like wasting an hour of your Tuesday nights with us.
Hey, well, actually, you just told me the time and the place, so yeah, sure, why not?
Fuck yeah! All right. By the way, we missed last week because I forgot.
I tried
to wondering
to
about
find you. I was like, hey, are we doing a show tonight? He's like, no. Did one last week. Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was in Slamfire Radio, and I guess I didn't really give an update. I bought this long Glock. I bought a racist gun.
A what?
A racist gun.
Oh, you bought the Martini?
Yeah, I did.
But is yours specifically the Boer War made for the Afrikaans?
Oh no! Well, I guess it's a training.
Hey, yours
gun.
is the that's right. Yours is the 22 one.
It's a training racist gun. Yeah.
I got to shoot one of those once. Fuck that! It's heavy as fuck, but it's accurate.
It's it would be heavier, but at some point somebody took to actually hollowing out the foreign and the stock.
Wow.
So it actually doesn't weigh as much as you might think. It's still heavy because the barrel is a fucking inch thick. Other than that, I got this for the SLR. That's never going to happen. Portrait Strike Eagle 1-8.
It'll happen.
And,
you just gotta wait.
No.
And that's about it. I bought a Vice. I'll be able to put together the SLR that's never going to come together. And I think that's it for it. Folks, thank you very much for being here today. We will be back in 2 weeks. Don't worry. I will get back on schedule. I might even put a reminder on my calendar.
As an unrelated note, Ford Nation.
Ford Nation. Congratulations on somehow picking the least worst.
No. No matter what we chose, it was always going to be worst case Ontario.
So to all the people watching from Ontario, see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Buy stuff from Wolverine Supplies.
Yay!